The Territorial Cup, one of the oldest and fiercest rivalries in all of collegiate athletics. The animosity between the Arizona Wildcats and the Arizona State Sun Devils runs deep within the Grand Canyon State. This carries over to most sports between the two schools, with softball being no exception. A sold-out crowd walked into Farrington Stadium in Tempe, sporting their team's colors on a hot Saturday afternoon. Both ASU and U of A are currently ranked in the top 25 of the USA Today softball rankings and have hopes of securing a Pac-12 championship. The Sun Devils and Wildcats, both number 8 and 13 respectively, knew the implications the rivalry had. Liesl Babica, ASU softball reporter for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network and Arizona native, took time to speak to me about the impact the Territorial Cup has on both of these teams.
I think the ASU to Territorial Cup in general between ASU and U of A really is Territorial Cup as it seems. It's a matter of who's the better team of that year and that season, and I think it's important for ASU to win because then they have those bragging rights in the upcoming year, and plus they can add points to the total of ASU, all ASU sport.
With the Territorial Cup in the park, the hatred between the two teams was visible in the dugouts and in the stands. With competing shouts and cheers ringing out from both sides, the game was intense for each.
That's awesome.
When asked on what the rivalry meant to the state of Arizona, Babica mentioned how some households may have split allegiances.
I think for what it means for the state of Arizona is it brings people together at the same time, pulling them apart. You'll see a lot of cars that have the house divided sticker on them, which is always pretty funny because you always have a mom or a dad who maybe went to ASU or U of A, and then their son or daughter goes to vice versa. So there's always a little bit of competition in the house, and I know there's a lot of people who do bets, so I think it's a fun time for the state of Arizona.
Farrington Stadium allowed some fans to stand behind the normal seating section for standing room only seats, something that has not been done all season long. The total attendance for the in-state rivalry was 1,956 paying spectators, one of the stadium's highest marks.
I would say so, especially the week leading up to it. ASU softball was really into it, especially the girls who had never competed in the Territorial Cup before. They were really interested to see how it went, and leading up to it, the upperclassmen were really kind of setting that baseline tone, and it was just everyone was working 10 times harder than they normally would.
The Wildcats were able to secure a 5-1 victory that afternoon, but the matchup does nothing to persuade the feelings between the two universities. The rivalry will continue as long as both institutions try to one-up each other in the classroom and on the field.